Welcome back to the 37th episode of the Boy Oh Boy Wowie podcast. This week we won't have any guests as we're taking a break from having guests, but we'll have them next week. So we've just got a few segments that we're going through. And first of all, we'll jump into the team of the week. So the team of the week is a new segment where we go through all the games that have been played and picked out the best players of the round. And we'll start off from the back pocket. Daniel Rich from the Brisbane Lions. Rich has been good all year. He was close to being picked in my All-Australian side, but just couldn't fit in there. He had another good game, that booming left foot off half-back. Best kick in the comp, in my opinion. Had 25 touches and really set the Lions up from half-back. From full-back, Dougal Howard. His bloke goes really underrated, in my opinion, and one of the best full-backs in the game. Played on Jack Riewoldt. Kept Riewoldt goalless. Yes, Riewoldt hasn't had the best year, but he's still going forward. So for him to keep Riewoldt quiet really helped St Kilda get the win against the Tigers. Braden Maynard from the Collingwood Football Club. He's just a hard nut, this bloke. Really good again. He's just so consistent. 27 touches, 8 marks, and was really good for the Pies. Jack Scrimshaw, up-and-coming Hawk. I really like this bloke. He's going to be a star in the future, I reckon. 28 touches, 6 marks, and was really good disposal efficiency as well. So played an unreal game. Centre half back, Harris Andrews. He kept Tom Hawkins to 1 goal, 1. If you're keeping Tom Hawk to only 1 goal in a game, you're doing really well. Half back flank, Will Day. One of the best players from that draft, I believe, from last year's draft. 29 touches, 7 marks. Just an unbelievable kid, and he's going to be a future Hawthorn captain, I believe. Now on the wings, Lockie Whitfield. This bloke's a pure wingman. Just an outside gut runner. He was excellent again. 32 touches, 6 marks, and 6 tackles. Then in the mid, Tom Mitchell, 40 touches and 11 marks. He just racks it up. Doesn't matter if he's going in under or getting around the ground. He just racks it up. On the other wing, Cam Guthrie. He's had a really underrated season, Cam, and he's probably winning his strongest BNF, even though he missed a few games. So he had 34 touches and 6 marks, and just keep going at it. Half forward, Bailey Smith. Probably the best game I've ever seen this bloke play. It was unreal. If Bond didn't have the game he did, he would have got 3 votes. So he had 2 goals, 2 and 31 touches. Joey Daniher has really found a life at Brisbane. This is what he can do when he isn't injured. He had 4 goals, 1 and 14 touches. Aaron Norton, one of the best key forwards in the game now. He's got the best hands in the comp. He got 4 goals, 2 and 15 touches. Now in the forward pocket, Eddie Betts, 3 goals. He's just such a veteran. He knows his way around goals, and this game showed that he still got it. Full forward, Buddy Franklin, 4 goals, 2, which 3 came in that last quarter. He nearly won that game for Sydney, and I reckon that game went on for at least 5 minutes longer. Buddy would have won it for him. And the other forward pocket, Dylan Moore, 4 goals, 1, 20 touches. This bloke's really improved his game this year, and he's probably one of the most improved in the comp this year, I believe. Now in the ruck, Brody Grundy, he had 3 weeks off due to a neck injury, and he just comes back and dominates. He had 2 goals, 22 touches, 7 marks, and 27 hitouts. It was unbelievable. Bontempelli, he's probably got the Brownlow already racked up, in my opinion. Another outstanding game from him. 3 goals, 1 and 29 touches, and probably one of the goals of the year. He just finds a way to get the pill. A lot of it's contested, and he just kicks goals every game. So, yeah, he's got the Brownlow racked up. Dane Zorko, underrated, really important part of Brisbane's team. He had the 24 touches, 10 marks and 12 tackles. So he really put the pressure on Geelong's mids. Now moving on to the interchange. I wanted to put Zach Merritt on the ground, but I just couldn't fit him. He was unbelievable. That first half he played was just unreal. He had the 41 touches and 8 tackles. Luke Dunstan was best on ground against the Tigers. Was really good. I don't know why he didn't play around the year. He's one of their best midfielders, I believe. He kicked a goal and had 32 touches. Rory Lobb, really putting together a really not consistent, but good season. And if he can add the consistency to his game, he'll be one of the premier key forwards in the game. He had 3 goals, 2 and 17 touches. And then Luke Parker was really good for Sydney, probably their second best behind Buddy. He had the 34 touches and a goal. So the player of the week goes to 2 players this week. Brodie Grundy. How could you go past him? He's had the 3 weeks out and he just comes back and delivers this. He basically like got Collingwood into that game, but they just couldn't get up. So it's a bit stiff for him and the Bont. He just led the way. They smashed West Coast in that first quarter, all behind him. And the 3 goals just caps off an unbelievable performance by him with the 29 touches as well. Now a new segment, Don't Come Monday. Shai Bolton. He was just nowhere to be seen at all. He just didn't get any of the ball, only had the 11 touches. And for him, his level of how well he can perform is just not good enough. So he needs to step it up. Apparently he did have a bit of an injury, but still he's got to step it up and really perform next week against Gold Coast, because if they don't beat Gold Coast, then there could be a bit of strife for Richmond, and I don't think they'll make the finals. Now, jumping into the round review. So we'll do a 3-2-1 vote for every single game, starting off with the Thursday night between Brisbane and Geelong. 3 votes has to go to Zane Zorko. He was just unbelievable. He only had the 24 touches, but it wasn't that. He had the 10 marks and 12 tackles. And then 2 votes going to Joe Daniher, who kicked 4 goals, 1. It was basically everywhere. He just couldn't stop finding the pill. So it was really good for them as well. And then the 3 votes goes to Cam Guthrie. The 1 vote goes to Cam Guthrie from Geelong. It was really good having the 34 touches and 6 marks, and 11 of them were contested. So, yeah, he played really well. Moving on to Richmond and St Kilda. 3 votes goes to Luke Dunstan with 32 touches and a goal. 2 votes then goes to Dougal Howard, who had the 21 touches, 9 marks, and really locked down on Jack Riewoldt. And 1 vote goes to Jack Steele. He's just putting together an unbelievable season. His last 2 seasons have been unreal. He had the 25 touches and 9 tackles. Moving on to Collingwood and Freo. 3 votes, Brodie Grundy. He had the 2 goals, 22 touches and 7 marks. 2 votes, Andy Brayshaw. 1 goal, 24 touches. And he's really become a consistent performer, just getting 25 touches and a goal a game, basically, which is very handy for Freo. And it's going to be one they want to look to keep. 1 vote, Rory Lobb. 3 goals, 2, 17 touches and 8 marks. Moving on to North and Gold Coast. I thought this was a really good game. And the 3 votes is actually going to a Gold Coast player. Tuke Miller, putting together a very underrated season, one of the most underrated players in the comp. He had the 32 touches. 2 votes, Toddy Goldstein. He had 21 touches, 3 tackles, 2 marks, and he had 44 hit outs, so he was unbelievable for them. And Ben Cunnington with 1 vote with the 28 touches, 6 marks, 5 tackles, and 17 of them were contested, so he's just a bull. Moving on to Port Adelaide, Sydney. 3 votes is going to Travis Boak. He was unbelievable again. He just gets better with age. The 29 touches, a goal, and 8 tackles. 2 votes, Buddy Franklin. 4 goals, 2, 16 touches, and nearly won them game. And then I'm going to put 1 vote to Ollie Wines. 29 touches and 0 goals, 1 was just putting together another good season as well. Moving on to Essendon and Melbourne. What a ripper game this was. You didn't know who was going to win until Melbourne just pulled away at the end. And then 3 votes, Zachy Merritt, 41 touches, 8 tackles. 2 votes, Christian Petrarca. He's the bull, this bloke. 2 goals, 26 touches, and the 6 marks. And then Darcy Parish, unbelievable once again. He had the 37 touches as well. Moving on to GWS Hawthorn. It was a really good game. 3 votes, Tom Mitchell, 40 touches and 11 marks. 2 votes, Jack Scrimshaw, 28 touches and 6 marks. And 3 vote, And 1 vote, Dylan Moore, 4 goals, 1, and the 20 touches. Moving on to West Coast and Western Bulldogs. We all know he got the 3 votes. De Bont, I think I've talked about him enough. He had the 3 goals, 1, and 29 touches. 2 votes, Bailey Smith, the 2 goals, 2, and 31 touches. And 1 vote goes to Aaron Norton, who kicked the 4 goals, 2. Moving on to the last game of the round, Carlton and Adelaide. This was a really good game. I thought Adelaide played pretty well and nearly deserved to win this. But the 3 votes, Sammy Welsh, 38 touches, 7 marks. 2 votes, Ben Keys, 1 goal, 2, and 30 touches. And then 1 vote, Jacob Wiedering, 22 touches and 16 marks. Now we'll move on to my Supercoach review for the round. So I did 2 trades last week. Jamin Impey was injured, so I had to trade him out, which was a bit annoying. So I won't complete my side this year, which is a bit of a bummer. But we'll go through my scores for the round. I traded out Jamin Impey to Shea Bolton this week. So I've got 2 trades left. We'll go from defenders all the way down to forwards. So Rory Laird was really solid once again with 109. Callum Mills, 111, best defender all year. Lockie Whitfield is really getting into it now, 116. Jaden Short was a shining light for the Tigers with 101. John Ridley's intercept game is back. He's taken the kickouts as well with 111. And CJ's really found some form as of late, scoring 88. The Bont, 156, was really solid. Once again, Jack McRae just racks it up, got 137. Jack Steele, one of the best trade-ins I've had all year, got him when he was his cheapest, got 132. Clayton Oliver with 105. Jared Lyons, 119. Tom Mitchell, 108. Guthrie, 107. And Liver, 100. My midfield and defence was really solid this week, and I only had 1 ruck this playing because Reeves wasn't named, and Gaunt's got 103. And my forward line was not very good this week. So Jack Steeble, 98. Solid from him. He's had an unreal year. Jay Bolton, really bad trading option. He was probably the best one you could have brought in, just had a bad game. He scored 44. Carl Langford has really shone since Essendon have had a few injuries to the midfield. He scored 103. Dusty was solid again, scoring 94. Henny, well, I caught in the trap of bringing him in, and he's just done nothing. He got 57, and Colin Jones, 67. So my trades this week, I'm trading Nick Bryan out to Jacob Edwards from North, the number 1 pick in the mid-season draft, and then trading Cody Waitman to Jesse Hogan, which will finish my side for the year. Jumping into the NBA now. So the playoffs are really heating up at the minute, and this game yesterday, which wasn't the best game, Bucks got blown out after Giannis went off with injury. So if Giannis doesn't come back for that series, well, what's going to happen? Hawks will win in 6, and I've also got the Clippers winning in 7, and then the Clippers beating the Hawks in 5 in the NBA playoffs, in the NBA finals. Now, moving on to my tips. We've got Thursday night, Gold Coast and Richmond. This is an interesting one here. I'm going to tip Richmond, but I don't think it'll be by much. They're playing really poor footy at the minute, and yes, Gold Coast are playing awful footy, but they're both teams who need a win, so I wouldn't surprise me if it's a close one here. Geelong, Essendon, this is going to be a good game, I think. I still think Geelong will get up. They need to bounce back after their poor performance against Brisbane, so I'm going to tip Geelong by 15 points. Melbourne, GWS, I think this will be a comfortable win from Melbourne. GWS lost to Hawthorn, who aren't very good at the minute, and they lost to drew to North, sorry. So I'm going to tip Melbourne by 10 goals. Adelaide, Brisbane. Adelaide have been pretty good lately, but you can't go past Brisbane. They're my flag favourites at the minute. So I'm going to tip them by 8 goals. Freo, Carlton, this will be a really good game. I'm going to go Freo. They're a really good side at the minute. Their forward line looks really dangerous. If they bet Collingwood without Nat 5, and I don't know how long Taberner's out for, but Roy Lobb, I think, can stand up. So I'm going to tip Freo by 15. Hawthorn and Port. Hawks played well against the Giants last week, but I don't think it'll be enough to get up against Port. I'm tipping Port by 4 goals. Moving on to Sunday's games, Sydney and the Eagles. I think Sydney will win. West Coast can't play away from home now that all the games are going to be in Melbourne. Sydney have shown that they can play at the G, beating teams like Richmond. So I'm going to tip the Swans by 3 goals. Moving on to Collingwood and St Kilda. This will be an interesting game here. I think Collingwood have been playing some good footy lately. But if St Kilda play like they did last week against Richmond, I don't think nearly any side can beat them. So I am going to tip the Saints by 2 goals. And then moving on to the last game of the round, Western Bulldogs and North. We all know who's going to win this. Western Bulldogs should win pretty comfortably. I'm going to tip them by 75 plus. So that's everything for this episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I've got a few guest lines up for the next couple of episodes. So make sure to tune in to them and catch us.
Might not be over yet. 5 seconds to go.